Welcome. This is the 2.5 Hippies podcast. I think we're on episode 14 or 15. I think we might be on 15. How's it been?
Been good, man.
Good?
Yeah.
You know, on Saturday, last Saturday, I broke my I made my career high. I shot 24 over.
Correct. Wait, your career high or low?
Career
Are we
low.
talking golf?
We're talking
your
golf.
career low. 24 over.
24 over.
Nice. What is that, a 96?
It was a 95. I played par 71 at what do you call it? Phoenician?
Whoa.
Girl.
What tees you play?
probably-
The blue or the green green silver combo?
Yeah, that one. The
The
worst
green-
one, basically.
Gotcha. No, that's good. That's still a hard course.
Yeah, dude. I have the card in my car, but the last back nine, I shot a 44 in the back nine. I was like, I've never done that before. I had two
Wow.
pars, one birdie, and like one triple bogey, one double bogey, and the rest were bogeys.
Can I guess the one you birdied? Is it the really short one?
No,
Short
I
par four?
birdied like a par 6 or par 5, par 6, par 5.
There used to be a par 6 here in Phoenix.
I don't
Or
know.
here in Arizona.
Wow. Well, yeah. Do you want to talk about what's going on in the NBA right now? I mean,
Yeah,
or
we could.
you know what? Never mind.
I mean, like, yeah, Damian Lillard got dropped. Like,
Yeah.
that came out.
OKC are the champions. They're favored to win next year. Suns haven't done any significant except sign.
That's kind of why I didn't want to talk about it.
Hey,
Suns
are,
just
hey, are you ready to our future defensive player of the year candidate, Dylan Brooks?
I don't know. Dylan Brooks, he's kind of a loser.
Hey, dude, once they're on the, hey, I used to hate Kevin Durant. Once he joined the Phoenix Suns, I was like, all right, I guess he's my favorite player now.
Well, like he just talks so much shit and then never backs it up.
So does Booker. Everyone what does he say? The Luka special, and then they fucking get stomped. Yeah. So he fits on the Suns perfectly. I just want, what I hope for next year is that Devin Booker drops a like 31-7-6 off like insane efficiency, leading them to a playoff position, and kind of being like, this guy might not win the MVP, but like I think he's gonna have a huge amount of people like advocating like this guy like should be the MVP. I want him to that kind of like a Kobe year.
That could be awesome. I don't think it's likely.
Do you not think Booker's capable of doing that?
This season or next would be the only two I think he could do it.
I think he's in his absolute prime right now. He has no KD. Beal's definitely declined. Jalen Green's inconsistent, and
Well, Jalen Green might get better. That's the only hopeful thing.
And from the looks of the playoffs with the team he had, he kind of like just I don't know. It's a bleak future. Yeah. Okay, that's our basketball talk. Let's. I just want to play a game with you here. Do you know like artists, like nicknames and stuff, and like I want to give you a quiz on like their honorific names or labels that they got put on, and I want to see if you could guess which artist.
Okay.
I'm gonna start with the easiest one, the King of Pop.
That's gonna be Michael Jackson.
Correct. The King of Rock.
Gonna be Elvis Presley.
That's true. I also saw that they had Fats Domino and Chuck Berry.
Yep.
I think Chuck Berry is more so than Elvis. It's because Elvis definitely was inspired by Chuck Berry. Chuck Berry was like the originator, but he was the one that popularized it to guess what? To white folks. So that's why white folks gave him the label King of Rock. What like real purists would probably say Chuck Berry was the one who inspired Elvis in the first place. So
Chuck Berry can shred, man.
Absolutely. Rest in peace. This is another fun one. So you're 2 for 2.
Okay.
The Godfather of gangster rap.
The Godfather of gangster rap. I feel like I should know this. Ooh, the Godfather of gangster rap.
Do you like the pun there? Because Godfather's like a gangster. Godfather, there's like
Yeah.
a
Godfather of gangster rap. It's gonna be one of the guys in the '80s, right?
correct.
And I don't want to say LL Cool J.
He kind of became like a Drake type. He honestly his career was closer to Drake. He
Yeah.
was more like for like the ladies.
Yeah. Oh, so never mind. I won't say that. The Godfather of gangster, Grandmaster Flash,
They weren't gangs. Who was the first one to really like
Big Daddy Kane,
around that time
Public
a
Enemy.
little more west,
West, a little more west.
way more west on the other
Okay,
side.
Okay, thank you. I was like, just a little. The Godfather of gangster rap in the '80s.
Yes, there was a movie based off this guy.
Oh fuck me.
He's dead.
I give up.
He died of AIDS.
Easy.
They called him the Godfather of gangster
know
rap.
that.
That was a popular name.
I guess so. Gangsta.
There's three options that I found here. The Queen of Pop.
The Queen of Pop. It's not Beyonce.
She's Queen Bee.
She's Queen Bee. The Queen of Pop.
Let's go a little older.
It is older,
A little older.
like Donna Summers or something stupid.
Donna, but it has the
Donna.
word Donna in it.
Not Donna Summers. Donna.
That's a good answer though.
Madonna.
Madonna. Yeah.
Okay.
Who's Madonna's biggest ripoff in the 2000s?
I was looking like a fool because I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew Madonna's the Queen.
Yeah,
of Pop.
but who's the one that kind of bit her style like in like the 2010s?
Lady Gaga.
That is one.
Which
and then-
both of them hold two of the most attended music events of all time.
is that true?
It's very true.
I'm sure they.
And I want you. We're gonna go through and see if you can name any others.
Okay. We'll do that in a bit. I'm just gonna keep going down. Have you heard this term? The only band that matters. You'll be
Yes, I have heard that.
this
And
is
it's
a-
mad that I can't.
This band is like a great band and probably I should listen to more, but I would never really think of this band to be it. Punk guys. They were punk late 70s.
The Ramones.
You're close. Who was around that time? Who else would you consider the Ramones? A little more British.
Oh, Sex Pistols.
Who else? Who's big? Who's better than those?
Smiths. Not Sex Pistols. The Cure.
The
Creed.
The Clash. They were called the only band that matters. It was right after when you've heard London Calling.
Yeah.
Yeah, London Calling was the album that like kind of like made them like untouchable, and I think that should be considered one of the greatest, probably the greatest punk record of all time.
It's up there.
Yeah, they were called the only band that matters. I'm gonna throw out a few more. Have you heard of the Father of Disco?
Father of Disco.
I'll give you a hint.
Give me a hint.
Daft Punk.
Not Rogers.
That's a good guess. That's not who they had down though. There's another guy. They made a song dedicated out of this guy. They titled the song after him.
Oh, Giorgio Moroder.
They called him the Father of Disco.
Wow.
What?
Because he put the click to a 24th track.
Dude, that accent. I don't know. His accent kind of.
That's an Austrian accent.
I thought he was Italian.
Oh, is he Italian?
He was definitely European. I'll tell you.
Well, maybe since he spent so much time in like Germany, it just fucked his weird little accent up.
Probably.
You know?
Yeah. I'm gonna throw out three more. The Boss.
Yeah, that's Bruce Springsteen.
No, that's good. That was good.
I knew that one.
Okay.
See, I knew the Queen of Pop was Madonna. I'm just like, I don't know why I'm like trying to think outside the fucking box right now.
Have you heard this one? Chairman of the board.
Yes. Fuck. Who is it?
It's Frank Sinatra.
Yeah. Chairman of
Last
the board.
one. Can you name the big four of grunge?
Of grunge, Nirvana,
Mm-hmm.
Soundgarden,
Mm-hmm.
Pearl Jam.
Yep.
And
Can you go 4 for 4?
Yes, I can. Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Soundgarden, and fuck me in the ass, please. I'm gonna break out. I'm trying to think during that exact time period. Why is it a big one? It's a big one. It's a big one.
It's a massive bang, but I don't know if either of us really listen to them.
Oh. It ain't Smashing Pumpkins.
That's not a bad guess, but they aren't from. These guys are like
they're
specifically Seattle guys. Even if they
Help
didn't
me.
like,
Who is it?
their name it has the same name as like a famous rock star. Like their first part of the name. It starts with an A. Al.
Alice in Chains.
That's the fourth. Do you listen to? Do you know much of
Not
Alice in Chains?
much.
I know a couple songs.
Yeah, here comes a rooster.
Like Pearl Jam's awesome. Pearl Jam's legit. Soundgarden,
Dude, they're so good. I love Soundgarden.
They're good like that.
Oh yeah.
I gotta check out that album because I can't tell you after like super
Actually,
unknown.
I might put Alice in Chains above Soundgarden.
Really?
Dude,
They're good. No,
They're
Alice in
good.
Chains are good.
I don't listen to them.
I don't listen to them as
I
much
think
either.
I prefer the vocal stylings of the other three though.
You like Eddie Vedder's voice or Chris Cornell or Kurt Cobain? They're like that deep, like angsty type voice. You know when I
Well,
think
he had it too, but he was deeper than them almost.
who Alice in Chains?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
It
what
was
the
more
guy's name.
gravelly.
Yeah. One more. The Fab Four.
The Beatles.
Okay. That's the game I have. I have another game, unless you have something you want to go over. I was just gonna play a couple more.
Yeah, let's keep
Okay.
good times rolling.
Can you name I'm gonna give you the real names of these artists, and you got to tell me who they are.
Okay.
Christopher Bro.
Christopher, bro, no fucking clue.
It's one of your favorite artists of all time.
Oh no. Christopher, bro. It ain't one of the Daft Punkers.
Definitely not. He is.
I know
He's
it.
an American. He's an African American from New Orleans.
Oh, Frank Ocean.
Yep. Jonathan Smith. I'll give you a hint. His name is in the name of his real name.
Jonathan Smith.
Yeah.
Oh, Lil Jon, baby. That's Lil Jon. A weak impersonation, but I got it. I got it from that.
Sonny Moore.
Oh, that's Skrillex.
Okay. Anton Zaslavsky.
See, I know the name Anton Slavsky. Fuck, who is that?
Very famous.
I know the name. Help me. Tell me. Fuck it.
Clarity.
Oh, Zed. Yeah, I knew that. I knew that.
Okay.
Zed.
Stacy Ferguson.
Oh shit. Fergie.
That was good. I didn't think you'd get that. Calvin Broadus.
Calvin Harris.
No.
Calvin Broadus. Nationality?
He's from Long Beach, California.
Oh, wait, what? What's his name?
Calvin Broadus.
From Long Beach. Oh, that's Snoop Diggity Dow.
That's
Snoop D-O-double-G.
Elizabeth Grant.
Adele.
That's a good guess. Adele is actually her real name. Her name is Adele Atkins.
Oh, fuck.
Elizabeth Grant is indie darling, but she's sort of mainstream.
Oh, Lana? Yeah, Lana Del Rey. I know that was a fake name.
Sean Carter.
Come on, really?
Yeah, really.
Really?
Yeah.
The Carter 3?
No, it's the wrong Carter.
50 Cent.
No, his name's Curtis Jackson.
Oh, Curtis Carter. Fuck. Wait,
Think about it. Cowboy Carter.
Oh, fuck. Jay-Z.
Yeah. Dwayne Carter is who you're thinking of. All right, I'll say a few more here. John Stevens. The name John is in his name.
John Bon Jovi.
That's a good guess. No. Newer, a little newer.
John Bellion.
Older.
Oh, John. No clue.
John Legend. Robin Fenty.
Is that Rihanna?
Wow.
She named her makeup brand after it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, her $1 billion business called Fenty.
That's Rihanna's own.
Yes.
Wait,
owns
really?
that entirely. That's why she's billionaire. It's because of Fenty.
Wow, I'm so uncultured. One more. Alicia Moore.
I feel like I've heard this name. Damn it.
It's a color.
What?
Her name's a color.
Rebecca Black.
No.
Shit. Pink.
Pink. See, I wrote these down. I don't remember who it is. Give you last one. Catherine Hudson.
Oh, I know this. I don't know.
Poppy. Very, very.
Yeah, I know it's Poppy.
Hudson.
Hudson.
No, it has nothing to do with Hudson.
No, but I know that last name.
Catherine's who you want to think of. What pop star have that like
Katy Perry.
Katy Perry. Those are the ones I wrote down.
Nice.
So,
well, I kind of wanted to quiz you on something.
please test my knowledge.
Well, I wanted to see if you can guess some of the most attended music events of all time. Most of these all occurred in only 8 cities.
So we're gonna go with Madonna.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I gave you.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna reiterate Madonna.
Rio de Janeiro.
Brazil. Wow. Brazilians like Madonna.
Well, it's the biggest crowd you can get as an artist.
Speaking of Madonna, before I continue this, do you know Madonna has such an integral part from bringing house into the mainstream? You know the song Vogue?
Yes.
That was the first charting song to incorporate a house drum beat.
Wow.
Yeah. So good. Props to Madonna for embracing the Chicago house music.
Amen.
Amen. Lady Gaga.
Yes. They did it back to back.
How long ago was this? Was this recently?
This yes, was both of those were recent.
Madonna still tours?
Yeah, Madonna's happened at May 4th, 2024.
Wow. She's
there
like
was
in her 60s.
There was 1.6 million people in the crowd.
She's in her 60s.
Copacabana Beach. And then you just guessed Lady Gaga.
Mm-hmm.
She had 2.5 million in attendance, promoting her Mayhem tour, Mayhem on the Beach at the Copacabana Beach.
Okay, let's go with Beyonce.
No
Beyonce.
Well, okay. I might give you one of these happened in Philadelphia and was an ensemble lineup. So if you name someone on that lineup, I will give you that.
Ensemble lineup, like the Eagles or something like that?
Just think that you could honestly name. I gave you a little hint with Philadelphia. Like, just name some either Philly or just legends.
Taylor Swift?
No.
She's from that area. Man, do I not know my Philadelphia artists? Like Meek Mill? Or
one of these people.
The Roots? Elton John? Oh, Hall & Oates?
These are Americans, dude. Well, I know Hall & Oates are American, but
yeah, they're from Philadelphia.
Getting you off it's not just Philadelphia people.
What genre?
All of it. Rap, rock, soft shit,
what
R&B. They each played like a song or two. So just name some legends. Your favorite artists on here?
Kanye West.
He was on the lineup. He played Diamonds, All Falls Down, and Jesus Walks.
Oh, this is years ago.
Mm-hmm. This was July 2nd, 2005 at the Philadelphia Museum of Art. There was 1.5 million.
Was
in
Michael
attendance.
Jackson there?
Michael was not. Stevie Wonder was.
Stevie.
Bon Jovi. Will. Black Eyed Peas. Destiny's Child. All right. Some of these other ones, I feel like you should nail. Some like. One. There's 2 kind of rock legends on here. 3 rock legends.
The Beach Boys aren't selling like that.
Boom. July 4th, 85. Philadelphia at the Philadelphia Museum Art.
You know what's
million
sad,
in attendance.
you know what's sad about that? Because I think that was around the time when Brian Wilson was being abused by his like therapist. So I don't think he was at that concert. Like if the timeline, maybe he was. I don't know.
I don't know.
That was 85 because like he was he was as insane as it gets at that time. So you got the Beach Boys, the Beatles.
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't think they were selling.
But they're who do you think they competed?
Yeah,
against
the Rolling
most?
Stones.
The Rolling Stones in Rio de Janeiro, 2006.
So why does
1.5 million?
why does Rio de Janeiro just open up, have the biggest venues?
Well, because what they do is they put the stage in the middle of this gigantic crescent beach, and then just millions of people just line the beach. It's a free concert.
free.
Yeah, all the ones I'm naming are free concerts.
How come we don't do that? How come that's not more normal? How come we have to spend $300 for a ticket nowadays?
Yeah, it's kind of lame, no?
It ruins
music.
music.
Most of these happen. The top ones are celebration days.
Still,
So like it's like 4th of July or New
Mhm.
Year's Eve, or so people are already gathering. I don't know.
okay. Let me guess a couple others. Guns N' Roses,
No, but if you go metal, you might get one.
Metallica.
Boom. Moscow, Tunishi Airfield, Monsters of Rock was the tour.
Wow.
There was 1.6 million in attendance at the airfield. This guy started a group with a Filipino guy.
Journey.
The group has a Filipino guy in it.
The Black Eyed Peas. Are you telling me they were top 8?
Boom. 1 million in attendance. Philadelphia Museum of Art. Seems to be host a lot of free concerts. So shout out to Philadelphia Museum of Art, dude.
Why
And
can't
and
Arizona have
Rio.
more free? Why? How come everything has to cost so much here?
Because we live in a society.
And that is true.
How
How many do I have?
There's a guy on here that is on the list 4 times, and you will never get him.
Garth Brooks.
No, it's this. He's a French electronic music artist, often referred to as JMJ.
Jam Master J.
No, Jean-Michel Jarre.
This guy is this guy EDM?
Yeah, electronic.
He's
I
not the
would-
EDM you guys would mess with.
I don't know. Like it's like ambient, kind of like.
And that shit's selling out arenas?
Well, I guess, dude. Look. Moscow, 850th anniversary, 3.5 million. Homeboy here at Paris, 2.5 million on Bastille Day. Like,
Dude, there's so much music that are, like, if we just expand to like non-English well, not even non-English speaking, just outside America. Like there's like even Canada has so much music we don't even know about.
well, an American holds the most attended live concert. Or actually, he's British.
Yeah, but it's in the U.S.
No, it happened in Rio. That same. I thought he was American. I forgot.
Bowie?
Nope.
Is it that era?
He, yeah, but he didn't really make that kind of sound. He was more like late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, mainly like mid 80s.
Morrissey?
No, he really got the girls going.
George Michael? Prince?
Even more. A Brit. He's a Brit.
Billy Idol?
No. But, come on.
He got the girls going.
He really got the girls
Rod
going.
Stewart?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Has the most attended live music event.
Rod Stewart?
I can't believe it. Rod goddamn Stewart.
What group was he in?
Rod Stewart.
Was that the group name?
I don't know. I think so.
I don't know. I know Maggie May, and honestly, his best song is "Every Day" with the what's it, ASAP Rocky.
He was in the Dimensions. He was in the Long John Mallory and the All Stars.
Good for Rod Stewart, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't think he was in. Was he in
So
anything?
you wouldn't consider yourself a Rod Stewart, like you wouldn't know Rod Stewart that well. I don't know Rod Stewart that well. Any Think I'm Sexy, I know that one. I know Maggie May.
The only artists that I think really deserve to be on that list are like the Beach Boys, like Rolling Stones. I'll throw up there.
Madonna.
Madonna, sure.
That's just because Madonna is like the first, I think like the first like one who had that pop princess, pop diva formula. She kind of was the prototype.
Yeah, the modern
Because you had
prototype.
because all the other female ones, I'm trying to think, like in the 70s, who were the biggest female, like Diana Ross, Dolly Parton, they all come from different like backgrounds. Like Madonna was like just pure, like I didn't come from it. If anything, she came from like disco or dance music, but like she's just like a pure pop star. Like,
Yeah.
like, and then you look at like artists like Britney Spears, Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, even like someone
And
like
now
Dua
just
Lipa.
there's a million of them now. Sabrina Carpenter.
Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah. Just go
all
on
these,
and on and on.
she invented the pop diva.
Yes.
Yeah.
In a
Like-
way, well,
Because the image, I wanted to go into this. The reason why we felt that the music is the worst in the 80s, it became more image obsessed. The image became part of the music.
yeah, maybe
and-
that's my distaste towards it.
I couldn't agree with you. I could tell at the time. I understand at the time that is like a groundbreaking idea. Was like, oh, and it can't be just about the music. It could be everything around the music. Like that's why they made a music video such a big deal. Like, have you seen the Thriller music video? Like, when was the last time you seen it? It's a little cringe and corny.
Yeah, it is.
It's over the top. It's not like it's like silly. I mean, it's kind of silly. Like, and I don't know if it aged that well. Like, I'll say this: the Thriller, the Smooth Criminal music video, though, I think that's sick.
that is.
I think that's it. But I think Thriller is kind of
the way the tiles light up.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
And
such a
they,
cool
is
video.
that the one where they're leaning?
Maybe I don't remember. It
Yeah,
that
but
well.
they're like dancing in like that bar. Oh, it's that no, that, and he's like in that white suit. Oh, it's so.
Well, what do you think about the second music video on MTV being a counter-culture commentary on music video and
Well,
consumerism?
Are you talking about Smooth Criminal?
I'm talking about "Money for Nothing" by Dire Straits. Was the second music video on MTV?
That music video didn't age well either.
Yeah, but I kind of find it funny that the second one on there is about like the song is literally about selling refrigerators,
Consumerism
Yeah,
and like the evils of consumerism and all that, and like how people will just like blindly buy shit, and it's kind of there's just this whole deal of irony going on with that. I
Yeah.
totally see that.
You know who has it's not as easy listening as that song, but definitely as like kind of hits on the same themes is the Tubes, White Punks on Dope.
Was there a music video that went with it, or
I
is it
think
just,
so. It
Oh.
might have been pre-music video. White Punks on Dope. Yeah, there's no music video. Yeah, it's a little pre-music video. But has it almost like I felt like it cut the Money for Nothing kind of copied that whole like idea, and maybe not copied because they
maybe piggyback? Because
Yeah.
did that song go number one? I mean, Money for Nothing
No.
went number one. Like,
Yeah.
like that's and even for Dire Straits, that's kind of unheard of. Like, wait, like if you look at their career trajectory, they were always kind of like bubbling, maybe like a little like in the 50s of Billboard, but they were never like commercial like powerhouses until that song. And that honestly, that album,
Sultans of Swing charted, no?
it chart like that. I told you they were like kind of like in the 50s range. Like
Oh,
that song
really?
was a
Didn't-
big song, but like Money for Nothing was like the commercial breakthrough.
Hmm.
They were critical. They were kind of like critical darlings in a way. Speaking of critical darlings, can I ask what you think the definition of a critical darling is?
Yeah, like so often, like not avant-garde, but like artsy to the point of artsy that if you care about art, you would appreciate.
So I kind of see it's kind of like the critic's opinion,
Yeah.
like what the critics like, right? Do critics matter?
Yes.
Why? Music is just an opinion. It's subjective.
Yeah, but I think a discourse always is helpful because like it's always great when like critics are wrong, like we always
and then we look back like
like
kind of like
the Beatles sound won't last or like like just some
like when the critics are wrong, because I think we live in a generation, and I fall victim to this generation of Fantano listeners, where a lot of people are listening to music based on what Anthony Fantano is gonna rate a high review on. Yeah, and I think critics now have this kind of influence to dictate the taste of what modern music is. I don't think that's very fair.
You don't like when critics become tastemakers.
But in a way, I fall victim to that as well, because at the end of the day, these critics are just recommending what they think is good music, and he always has to emphasize that it's his opinion. But critics always
see. I like Fantano. I like listening to. I think he's good at articulating certain things very well, but like I find I disagree with him on certain things a lot.
A lot of people do.
And I just, based on like how many disagreements I have with him, there's no way I could take what he says as law or like. Mm-hmm. But for sure, he is a tastemaker for a lot of people.
I know, and for me, for a bit too. I'm gonna say I was the one who fell victim to that. There's a lot of artists I listen to because of Fantano. I wanted to say something about this. So when you look at an artist, I think it's important to see every artist of the way the critics view them and the way the artist. Like I can't say an artist, oh, I like him, I don't. Sure, I could say that opinion, but when I say an artist, okay, they were critical darlings, but commercially they weren't really. That or these guys were commercial powerhouses, but critically, they're that's like the two like kind of lanes that you kind of like have to fall victim to. You either go one or the other. Sometimes neither. Sometimes and then like
sometimes both.
No, that's like the rare. Like there's like this small group of people.
Like Good Kid, Mad City.
It's funny you mentioned that. One of my claims that I'm gonna make on this is that I honestly believe that Kendrick Lamar is the most critically acclaimed musical act of all time.
No, because Stevie Wonders exist.
Okay, I made a list of all the most critically acclaimed artists that I think, like, some of these artists I don't really listen to, but I think they have, because Radiohead is definitely in that.
Radiohead's up there, yes.
Pink Floyd, obviously.
Pink Floyd. I think Stevie still tops both
I put Stevie Wonder on my list, so that's an obvious one. David Bowie. He had a lot of big albums. Outkast for hip hop, and he got to throw in Kanye because that's just and then like Prince had a lot of big albums like 1999, and then you had like his Purple Rain, obviously, Sign of the Times. Bob Dylan definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There's definitely a lot of names,
but who has the most Grammys? Isn't it Stevie?
That was another question I wanted to ask.
Well, like that's critical acclaim.
Is it though?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Because like there's a lot of critically panned albums. Like for example, Doo-Wops and the Hooligans is a Grammy nominated album, but critically, like if you look at all the like the magazines and all the critics, they were like really not liking that album. So there are definitely instances where critically panned albums get nominated just because they're popular, and that's why the Grammys are so goddamn inconsistent, and that's why I don't really, it's kind of like a difficult thing to talk about.
Oh, you forgot about Beyonce.
Lately, not early on. I don't think her early work was really like that critically. It was just kind of like generic. I wouldn't say generic, but like very like safe, like poppy. Like Single Ladies, is that a critically acclaimed song like that? Like I hated that song. I don't think that was a really well-liked song at the time.
No.
Or like even
critically acclaimed. It was liked. It was a huge song.
Yeah, but like I think later on, like from like her, when she had that like random drop, the Beyonce self-titled one with Drunken Love and then Lemonade, that on, she became like the critics fucking were enamored by him. Like everything she touched was just like everyone freaking.
That's kind
loved.
of what I'm referring to. That era.
Yeah, that era. But that was like she was like in her 30s, 40s, but like in her like commercial prime. I don't know. She was just kind of viewed as a beautiful singer. I don't think.
What are you talking about? Her commercial prime. Her commercial prime was that 3-album run you just named.
No. Her commercial prime was Halo, Crazy in Love, Irreplaceable. Those were like the big smashes. She's like became more of an album artist. And I think when you're an album artist, your songs aren't going to be hitting as much as when you're a singles artist. Right? So that's why I think Irreplaceable was like her big song. Halo, Single Ladies.
This ain't Texas.
That
This
song,
ain't hold.
okay,
That dominated the United States for a week.
Keyword, a week. Because it's Beyonce. Beyonce, anything she drops is going to be popular. You got a week. That song isn't really have staying power. That song didn't stay in the charts. It wasn't a song that everyone was like listening to like all the time.
It was
like,
a little gimmicky.
It was a little gimmicky. It kind of went in and out. I love that song, by the way, but it kind of went in and out. And honestly, like anything from Cowboy Carter, like did any of those songs became like big, like massive songs? I couldn't name it. Texas is probably the biggest one. But like I love that album. I think that album, and the critics absolutely love that album too. So like in that one album of the year, like bro, it's kind of crazy. I wanted to finish off. So we also mentioned the Clash. That's a definitely big one. Death Grips. The critics fucking love Death Grips for some weird reason. They love that
make
like
music.
That is the one band artist where I'm like, really? Another one which I might get a little hate. LCD Sound System. I wouldn't say I really like. The critics like just like
Yeah, they love them.
There's just one guy. They love this guy.
I love him. Brother.
Fiona Apple. They love Fiona Apple. Joni Mitchell. I don't know why Joni Mitchell's albums are just all like some of the greatest albums ever. It's kind of crazy.
Because Joni Mitchell makes good fucking music, dude.
Okay. Whatever. Sufjan Stevens definitely becomes a critical darling. Bjork. Did I pronounce that wrong? Yeah, Bjork. Talking Heads. The critics love Talking Heads.
Dude, you don't like the Talking Heads?
They're so avant-garde. They're so weird. They're like
What?
like once
yeah,
in a
they're
lifetime.
weird, but like there's some of this stuff like burning down the house, like fucking that's incredible shit.
I gotta check them out. I just thought they were just too progressive for me.
Well, you know what is beautiful about the Talking Heads?
It's so anti-pop. Like it's like the furthest thing from pop music I could think of.
Yeah, which like I kind of don't mind. I like anti-pop sometimes. Like I like that. I don't know, breaking
traditions and stuff.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
But like it can get to a point for even me.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
know, like,
it really
music for airports is beautiful ambient music, but I'm not throwing it on all the time.
When you do something experimental, like it's either you're gonna like it or you don't like it, or it's gonna grow onto you. And like sometimes like there's some critically acclaimed experimental music that I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna. No way I'm gonna listen. Death Grips is a good example.
Yeah.
Like even JPEG. There's a song I discovered by JPEG that I've been listening to like every day. What he did was he sampled an AI generated cover of Future's "Turn on the Lights."
I think I have heard.
Awesome. It's like it's a soulful like soulful jazzy cover of Future, and he just raps so good over it, and I'm like, wow. And I try to check out more of JPEG Mafia's shit, and it's just like he's weird too.
Yeah,
Like,
he's very weird. Well, have you heard of Mike Dean's new stuff?
No.
You know the producer Mike Dean?
Yeah, he used to produce for like Scarface and then like Kanye, obviously.
Yep. He's making very experimental, like just like ambient music. Like that's kind of like the lane he's kind of dived into now, and I kind of love it. Like
You've been listening to Mike Dean?
I checked it out. I checked out the album. It's like God, it's hard to. It's like if you took 808s and distorted it extra.
Interesting.
That like muted drums.
Okay. Yeah, I might have to check it out. I'm gonna say in the R&B world, there are a couple artists I'm gonna name that I think are critical darlings.
D'Angelo.
That was the first one I was gonna say. D'Angelo, I think, might be the most critically acclaimed R&B artist. Sade.
Sade.
Erykah Badu, and then Frank Ocean, obviously.
Yeah.
Critics fucking they everything that dude touches, they love Frank Ocean.
I love Frank so much.
Yeah, so that's what I have for my critically acclaimed artists.
Well, what about? I think Stevie Wonder still tops the list of most critically acclaimed. Well, because
That's a good answer.
Beyonce does have the most Grammys.
And her run still, like, it was a long run, like 10 years, 10, 11 years. Like,
I think it was longer than that, but
where she became more of an album artist and, like, not become, like, a pop star.
yeah, she had over a 20-year run, brother. She's still running. I don't know, but Stevie is just
That's a good answer.
Everyone loves Stevie Wonders.
Stevie Wonder is a great answer.
Well, like, we've been talking about, like, through the decades a lot today.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of want to get your take on the most popular genres from the 50s on.
Like, genre?
Yeah, of each decade.
Because you realize there's more than one popular genre. Is there,
Yes.
like, a definitive number of what sold the most records?
I'll list you a few. Like, it's not just a consensus number one. So, like, 50s rock and roll, jazz, blues.
Like doo-wop? Like, are we
dominated
saying, like, what about,
music.
like, a doo-wop music? Is that, or, like, pop, like...
I think you could wrap that into blues, or I see. Like, the thing is, like, I don't know if the idea of pop music had been.
It didn't. I mean, Elvis. Like, the idea of pop wasn't really like. Well, what I think of pop, and I think the best definition of what pop is Michael Jackson's Thriller. What did Michael Jackson do on that album? He didn't just stick to one genre, right?
Mm-hmm.
He tried to experiment with different types of genres and kind of make it a more accessible sound. And I think that is what pop is trying to take different sounds and trying to make something fresh and new and accessible for other people. And some of the best pop stars are the ones that take sounds from other genres.
But I feel like nowadays, pop is a genre now.
It
in
is
a
a
way.
genre,
Which
but
sucks.
It isn't, though. At the same time,
Yes.
it's like it's such a weird term because it can mean more than one thing, and you can interpret the word pop in multiple different ways. You could interpret it as something as simple as just popular music that a lot of people know, or you could interpret it as like it's a specific type of dumbed down, like easy listening type music, or the music that tries different things and try to like incorporate other sounds to make it accessible for a wider audience.
Yes, but people try to make pop music, but like pop music is a thing.
I know it's a thing. It's just like I hate that.
Yeah, it sucks. But,
I mean,
but like
it shouldn't make, because like pop music is influenced by like dance music, disco. Like aren't they like rooted in like a lot of the disco dance, maybe a little bit of rock? Like there is some influence of other genres in pop.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Like Kesha, she definitely got a lot of EDM and electronic music. What's her name? The Gaga. She has a lot of like electronic type production.
Katy Perry.
Katy Perry. Oh, big time Katy Perry. Yeah, like
the 60s was the British invasion, brought rock music to the forefront, kind of like that kind of dominated all of the decade.
You wouldn't say Motown had something to say about that?
Yeah, Motown was definitely
like the Temptations, Marvin Gaye.
They were
Ray Charles was definitely
big.
Sinatra,
Definitely huge.
Sinatra, but like
That's
obviously
50s.
you can't beat Beatles. You can't beat the records of the
Stones,
Stones.
The Who.
Even like the Beach Boys with the American response, like they were like what we had in America, and the British had all those artists.
Yeah, Cream.
Cream is British.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And that Cream is a stem from Derek and the Dominoes, right? Because they all had that's all Eric Clapton.
Eric Clapton, yeah.
The
He's
Animals, the Kings.
He might be the GOAT guitarist. I don't think a lot of people would argue either.
What was that guy you were trying to argue recently? Derek
I'm saying he's one of the best.
But you were saying
I wouldn't
Trucks.
say the best.
But you were saying Trucks, right?
Trucks is up.
That's
there.
an interesting take.
Well, because even Chuck Berry fucking gave him fucking props.
That's crazy at his age. My greatest is obviously Slash. No. Although, did you know Slash auditioned for, I forgot which band. I think it was Poison or one other band. He got shut down by them and then ended up joining Guns N' Roses. So there's like a crazy like what if you join, but you don't give a shit about that. Tom Morello of Rage Against the Machine, definitely his distorted sound was very influential. Jimi Hendrix, man. Fuck Eric Clapton. Give me Jimi Hendrix all day, any day. He invented psychedelic music, bro.
There's two things there. What Jimmy was legendary for was like he was never taught guitar.
That was amazing, and he created his own.
Yeah,
many people who were taught guitar learned from him, so he taught others in a way.
Oh yeah, they learn new techniques, but definitely like he's definitely not as technical as a Clapton.
That's
or
true.
As
or
like
John Mayer, I think is up there too.
Oh, John Mayer's, and I put Trucks up there with Mayer. Like he's just as fucking.
Because Mayer's like
technical
classically, he went to like art school. He's like classically trained guitarist. Like, he's like legit.
Oh yeah. And I'm not trying to. Trying to poo-poo Hendrix. I think he's legendary, but like from what I've heard of like guitarist arguments is that he was very experimental and creative and brought new sounds to guitar, but like wasn't
from a technical perspective. Like, yeah, I could see that. That's a lot true. Prince, man. Prince is
instrument.
God,
all instruments.
I think he's the greatest multi-instrumentalist of all time.
I gotta put Dilla up there. He could
over
play
Prince?
Every instrument.
Is he singing like? Is he singing like Prince?
No, he's not singing.
And
like
Prince isn't even a powerful singer.
Can Prince rap like? Can Prince rap
Probably
like
not.
that?
Probably not. I'm sure if he put it, I think if he adapted to the sound,
definitely Prince could. It's easier for Prince to learn how to rap than it is for Dylan to learn how to sing like.
That's
Prince.
not true. I mean, with autotune, anyone could sing, because autotune, what became normalized because of 808s and the Carter 3. Now everyone incorporates it. Autotune. Here's what I wrote down with that. So we mentioned T-Pain being like one of the first to use autotune, right? I wrote this down. I said T-Pain made autotune a gimmick. Wayne and Kanye made autotune the standard.
Yeah, I guess maybe they were the first to get like have autotune accepted by the mainstream.
And now everyone kind of like, because T-Pain, he was like the only one who sounded like that.
Well, like it was pretty like actually I don't know if that is true, because like artists were using autotune,
not the way they used it in the 2010s. Like I feel like there was a difference, like the reverb. I think they used it to try to enhance their singing, not to use it as an aesthetic, like a creative choice. I think Kanye and Wayne made it like, we're going to use this as a creative choice, and that's when it became the standard. I think T-Pain, it was a creative choice for T-Pain, but it was a little gimmicky with Pain. Like, T-Pain was like, he was the only one who heavily used autotune at that time. So he was kind of like, that was what made him stick out, right? But like Wayne and Kanye were like, no, everyone's going to use autotune because of us. So that's why I think those albums definitely laid the forefront of what the music.
Fair enough. So in the 70s.
Okay.
And we're still on this little decade.
Yeah,
we keep
going. Keep going. Let's keep going. I love it.
1970s, disco, funk, punk rock were defining sounds of the 70s.
Punk? Okay. Disco, punk, and what was it? Because they were both like antithesis. Like
disco, funk, and punk.
I think disco and funk and disco are kind of the same. What about just like rock, traditional, like Southern rock? Like Leonard Skinner, Eagles, these guys were making like the Allman Brothers band. I think that sound is some of the best of the decade. I don't know if they sold as much as those disco artists, but I think they definitely, and R&B, like soul music, like in the 70s, definitely had its. And you know why both of us say 70s was the best genre of all time, or the best decade of all time? Because it was the decade before the 80s. It was the decade that didn't focus on the image. It was just kind of like you can be a Creedence Clearwater Revival where no one know who the fuck you are, but they know all your songs.
Yeah. And
still be successful. You could and now you need to have the image.
And like, I think that's where people get serious. It's not about the music anymore. It's all because of the fucking 80s. And then,
the 80s ruined it. Yeah, because of the music video.
Well, do you think grunge was a revolt back to?
No, it's because music. It's because music videos became the standard, and then artists started investing their time and money into making bigger,
Brands.
grander, not even brand, like the music video. I think there was more dedication in the music video than like albums and like singles. Like they would make the single and then they would like focus. We gotta make a music, and that's why MTV and TRL in the '90s and even like MTV when we grew up and when we had like the early stages of YouTube, like music videos were like, and you could view it as like, oh, it's a groundbreaking way of a new medium, right? It's a unique medium, music video. It's not like a film. It's not like a story. It could be like an abstract idea, but it just has a song. That's why the music video, it's a groundbreaking idea, but there's so many cons behind it, and we're witnessing those negative effects even to this day. There's definitely, you could say you see both.
Well, I'm so glad we keep talking about this music video thing. Keep that on your mind as I just rattle through the next few decades. I'm just going to go through them. I'm not going to stop. The 80s introduced new wave, synth pop, and hip hop to the mainstream.
Hip hop is at its worst. New wave. So the 80s introduced this crazy weird instrument called the synthesizer.
Yes, sir.
The synthesizer.
Well, it had been around for a while.
But like, it was not used in every song the way, like when I hear synthesizer, I hear 80s, right? I don't hear, like Genesis,
Depends on the use of the synthesizers, because there's a lot of like cool 70s rock songs.
What synths, like the new wave synths,
Yeah,
and then they have those like those
synths,
80s drums and shit, like
the gated reverb.
Whatever. Well, I don't know how to describe it, but it just has like an 80s distinct sound. And I think at the time they were trying to like, it was like boundary pushing. They were like looking at it. It sounded futuristic at the time, but ironically, it made it sound more dated.
Yes, by trying to sound futury.
But some of it, you can make it. It's a precursor to electronic music. Like electronic music, it took a lot from the 80s synth, new wave, like futuristic sound, and in some ways it didn't. It was incorporated in some types of genres.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Okay. The 90s, alternative rock, grunge, electronic dance music gained popularity.
What is Love by Hathaway?
Daft Punk towards the end of the 90s.
Honestly, Daft Punk's commercial peak might have been Get Lucky.
Yeah.
Which sucked. I mean, because I think that might be their best album, but Daft Punk, I mean, not even just alternative rock, grunge, even like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Green Day, Blink-182 had a run. Radiohead.
I think those were more 2000s, Green Day. I know they were later, like 98, but
Radiohead,
Weezer,
their prime was in the 90s.
No way.
The Blue Album's not their prime?
I guess so.
I thought their low point was the 2000s. Unless you want to...
Yeah. Because never mind.
We mentioned the big four of grunge, so you got to mention Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam. You got to mention Creed. No, I'm joking.
2000s were pop punk, emo, indie rock.
Gross.
The anthems of the 2000s. Bands like Green Day, My Chemical Romance,
were these
Arcade Fire.
Were these the dominant sounds? My dominant sound, I might be a little biased. The Neptunes.
Yeah, but
Timbaland?
I don't think they were as...
Like, those two, I think, dominated the 2000s music sound over...
In hip-hop, maybe.
But didn't they, like Nelly Furtado and Justin Timberlake, didn't they take a lot of their sound from Pharrell and Timbaland? So they did, and like even like Missy was kind of like a pop star. Sierra, no, I don't know. I think it's I can't like emo is just no. Like it had its run, and I'm sure it's massive. It is massive, but like I don't know. Like I don't feel right calling that like the biggest genre of the 2000s.
One of them, yeah, for sure. Emo.
Nah.
My Chemical Romance?
Fall Out Boy, Paramore.
Come on. Yeah, emo was gigantic. Didn't Paramore dominate the charts throughout the 2000s?
Yeah.
Come on. Let's get real. The 2010s.
Do you think that was like the last gasp of rock music in the mainstream was the emo run?
No, alt has just kind of nagged there for a long time and still is. Like that, that somber kid sounds like fucking Vampire Weekend. He has a couple songs in the top 15 on Billboard right now. You're a chart watcher and you don't know about somber? He's got 2 songs up in there, dude. Come on. All right, 2010s, hip-hop, electronic dance music, pop music dominated the charts.
No shit, pop music dominates. It's pop
But the
music.
thing is, pop kind of got solidified as a genre, I'd say.
In the 2010s?
Well, it had been, like, a thing, but, like, think of all the pop stars that started in the 2010s.
Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars,
Katy Perry,
Adele. She you wouldn't call her a soul singer, even though she's technically a soul singer.
Maroon 5 in the 2010s.
Gross, but yeah, that's true.
It's true.
So the genre of pop you think was invented but what about like
not invented, solidified.
But like Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, they're all pop.
But
like the boy bands, One Direction. Oh, that's 2010s.
Yes, but like I don't know.
This
it became
artist,
more.
Oh, somber. I gotta check him out, and he's in the lower end of the top 50.
Oh,
you're right. He cracked the top 40. He's at 31 right now, and I've never heard of him. So, yeah, you're right. I need to do my research and start discovering these other artists.
And he's very old.
He has 2 artists.
Yeah, he has 2 songs.
Is he good?
Yeah, it's pretty. It sounds like Vampire Weekend.
Does it sound like something I could listen to?
Yes, I think you would like it.
He's 19. He's a fucking child.
So I compiled a list. Speaking of music videos, and then we were talking about billions of views earlier, but that was off mic. Anyways, I compiled the top 10 music videos based on views. This is barring. I made sure to take out kids songs because I just find that gimmicky. Because Baby Shark's on there twice.
I was gonna throw Baby Shark in. That was my first guess.
Yeah, Poppy Johnny Johnny or whatever the fuck that's called. Johnny Papa.
I can already tell you number 1.
Well, let me. I also took out international hits, songs not in English.
So you're telling me you took out Despacito?
No, I did not.
So is Despacito on the list?
Yes.
What number? Number 1?
It's number 2.
What's number 1? Shape of You?
No, number 1. It's number 1 in the correct list. It's number 2 on of the most viewed YouTube videos of all time. You know what I'm saying? So here, I'm blocking the rest of my list. See how Despacito is number 1, but technically it's number 2 behind Baby Shark. Okay. So I will give you Despacito is number 1. Its actual rank is number 2. I'll say actual for the where it falls in the top 30.
Did Baby get knocked out of the top 10?
What, Baby Shark?
No, Baby, by Justin Bieber.
Yeah, it's not even the top 30.
That was like
it's not in the top 30.
And I'm assuming Gangnam Style nowhere near on that list.
Wait, what?
Gangnam Style?
That is number 4.
Are you kidding me?
Yep, number 9 on the whole list.
It cracked the top 10?
Yeah, it's number 4.
What about Shape of You?
Number 3. Number 7 actual.
Oh my god.
And these are the most viewed YouTube videos. Not just music, but they all
like accumulating like
music.
yeah. Oh gosh. They're all songs I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are they all within the last decade? Like 2 decades?
2 aren't. Yeah, within the last 2 decades, all of them are.
Okay. What were the biggest songs? Is Call Me Maybe on that list?
No. You think just massive, dude.
Old Town Road?
No.
That was the longest song on number 1 of all time.
Yeah, but I think the music videos are also kind of part of it.
What was a huge music video? Single Ladies?
Nope. Can I give you a hint on one?
Please.
It was huge in a sporting video game. In a huge international song.
Gasolina?
No, you have.
Is it a Bad Bunny song?
She does speak Spanish.
Is it Hips Don't Lie?
Right artist.
Waka waka waka
Waka
waka waka sami na na it's time for Africa.
That is number 6 on the list.
That's 6?
Number 18 actual. most viewed video on
I'm
YouTube.
shocked.
The 18th most.
Are there any
viewed.
repeat artists? Are there any like artists?
Oh
that
yeah,
are- So I'm assuming
Um,
another Ed Sheeran song, "Thinking Out Loud."
that is just outside the top 10, number
Wow.
27 all time.
Oh my god, I was close.
The only artist that has two in the top. There's only one artist that has two in the top 10, and it's 9 and 10.
Shake It Off.
No Taylor Swift
No
in the
Taylor
top
Swift.
30.
No Beyonce. There is a Beyonce. Halo.
There's no Beyonce.
No Beyonce. Is there a One Direction song? What about like Watermelon Sugar or like a Harry Styles or fuck. God. Is Do I Want to Know by Arctic Monkeys on that list?
Nope.
That's a billion song stream, which is crazy, or a billion song on YouTube.
I'll give you. I'll start giving you some hints.
Please.
This song was dedicated to someone that just passed away.
Ah, see you again.
That's
I
that's
really,
number 2.
I really, honestly, in my like, that might be one of my least favorite songs of all time. It's pandering as hell. Neither of these two singing know who the fuck Paul Walker is, so it's just the least sincere shit ever. Like, are you kidding me? Shouldn't what? Let me ask you this: who was the rapper that was actually in those Fast and Furious movies that actually worked every day with him? Luda. Why the fuck did Ludacris not appear and they chose Wiz Khalifa to sing the tribute song to Paul Walker? Bro, what are you doing? He chose his no-name. Obviously, Charlie Puth's big now, but he chose his no-name artist at the time to write your fucking massive tribute song to Paul Walker. Oh, dude, I just felt it was just so. Oh, that one actually, that's insulting. I think that song is like legitimately insulting. Like,
This guy has a cocaine addiction.
oh, Bruno. What Bruno song though? Would you give it to just like
Come
just
on.
just
What song can you not escape at any sporting event? Just think about
Locked Out of Heaven?
No. It's an anthem.
Uptown Funk?
Yes.
Uptown Funk.
Number 5 on this list. Number 10 actual most viewed.
I think that song was a turning point in Bruno Mars. It made Bruno Mars realize he just wants to make old timer music.
So we've named the top 6. You're missing 6 through 10.
It's in the
Or 7 through 10.
Are there any rappers?
No. The rest are pop. I would call them pop through and through.
Bad Guy, Billie Eilish.
No, these
Rihanna.
2 I'm trying to think of when these songs came out. 9 and 10 are by one female artist, pop star.
And I haven't named the female artist yet.
No, American.
Teenage Dream.
You did. It is Katy Perry.
Is it Firework?
No.
Roar.
Yes. And what was on that
okay,
EP?
let's talk about Roar. Roar is another shit song also. Like that song is basically like a fucking. It tried to be this inspirational bullshit ass song. It was basically like a worse version of Firework. That song, it might be worse. And that's in the top goddamn 10. Are you kidding me?
Roar is, yes.
That's awful. And then probably Dark Horse.
Yep, number 10.
That's another trash show. That's even no. What's worse, Roar, or Dark Horse?
I think it's Roar. The chorus is just so corny.
But Dark Horse.
But Dark Horse, actually, when the beat comes into Dark
it's
Horse, like the
cringe.
production.
But it's cringe. Katy Perry singing over this like rap beat. Are you serious?
Yeah, but like the beat is kind of cool.
Oh, I think
Gotta give it that.
I think her voice. I think her voice sounds better for Roar. Even though I hate Roar, I'm gonna take Roar over
fair.
over Dark Horse. And plus that Juicy J line, "Eat your heart out like Jeffrey Dahmer." Like, come on.
Number 7 and number 8 are bands, pop bands.
Maroon 5.
Correct.
And then the other one I think is One Republic.
Correct. Wow.
Is One Republic counting stars?
Correct.
And then is
Number
Maroon 5
8.
20
actual.
I don't think it's Moves Like Jagger. I think it's One More Night.
Nope, wrong.
Daylight, Payphone, Memories, Sugar.
Yes.
Okay, Sugar. You know why Sugar's probably big?
Sugar.
So you know in the music video they would go to a bunch of like weddings and they would do like a surprise. Like it was kind of like a prank where the bride and groom had no idea it was
Maroon
Adam
5
Levine,
back
and then
then.
they like show that they were like, oh, so crazy. So I could totally see that being like a big viral video.
And then so you did name one just off the list. So I did write down the rest in the top 30, And
Counting Stars is an awesome song, by the way. That's an awesome. I think that's their best song. That's an awesome song. Has energy. It's like very like meaningful. Had actually like legitimately like meaningful, good lyrics talking about like making it and shit. So,
Sorry.
Is it too late now to say sorry, or the Beyonce version? I'm sorry.
It's Justin Bieber.
Okay. Well, Bieber didn't crack the top 10, which is
Almost.
crazy because he.
No, he did. Despacito, dude.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
He's number 1.
Yeah, but that's a Louis. Well, he did help.
Technically
He helped that song get big, definitely.
Yeah.
He also helped Jack U get big.
What about Perfect?
Gross that. That one or the Beyonce, the one with the Beyonce duet. Because there's another one with Beyonce. I'm sure it's the original. Ed Sheeran just knows how to make, because his music videos aren't interesting.
Yeah.
They're just like boring ass, like whatever, like nothing, like weak videos. Like even Despacito is just like a nothing video. It's not an interesting video. It's just.
Well, that's just because people at that time used YouTube to listen to music a lot.
They still do.
Yep.
I think it's one of the biggest.
A lot of the Latin community. It's huge in the Latin community.
Because they can't afford Spotify. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry.
YouTube Music is a paid platform.
But music is free. YouTube's free.
With ads, yes.
Yeah, but everyone. Do you pay for YouTube?
Dude, my YouTube Premium account is one of my favorite investments.
Oh, I don't.
Being able to just have a podcast playing on my phone while my phone's off while I'm just doing some shit.
Oh, that's a huge.
I love.
But you could download a podcast just fine on like the podcast app on Apple. Is it not the same?
But also I don't like the ads. I don't get any ads.
Oh, okay.
On any video except for like the ones creators read, but whatever.
It's crazy. You need to get 2 separate subscriptions for YouTube TV and YouTube Premium.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks.
Oh,
Why don't they do a bundle? They used to have a bundle.
That would have been a great bundle.
It was a great bundle.
I would invest
and they
in that bundle.
canceled the subscription. They said you either have to switch to this or switch
Google
to
be
this.
greedy as fuck, man. It's in they started G for greedy.
It's A for alphabet assholes.
Okay.
Let's finish the list. There's only 3 more songs, real quick.
Okay.
Sorry. Hate to cut you off. Girls Like You, Maroon 5.
Dude, you're gonna make me throw up, man.
This song is by Passenger.
Oh, Let Her Go.
Let Her Go.
That song's massive, man.
And then the only EDM artist to crack the top 30.
Let me guess. Is it Clarity?
No, you've shocked me and Dembski with this answer before.
Alan Walker?
Faded. Mm-hmm.
That's a big song.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah. You were talking about like the biggest genres of the 20s.
That's because of FIFA, right? Wasn't it on a FIFA game?
You're probably right. It became like a sports anthem, I think.
Yeah.
But you were talking about like the biggest genres of each decade. What are your thoughts on the biggest genres of the 2020s? Because I think it's not even close. It's country.
That's very off. I actually have charts and I have pictures. I'm ready for this exact debate. This was 2024.
Country, reggaeton.
It still is. R&B hip hop last year was number 1. Then rock was number 2.
Who's the biggest rock artist in the world?
It's not about that. It's about there's billions of old people that still stream music, dude.
That's true.
So that's where these like.
That's a
Billboard,
crooked list. That's a crooked list.
No, this is actual list because based off of according to U.S. News World Report, hip hop and R&B dominated streams with 341 billion gross, 0.63 on-demand audio streams, followed by rock with 234.22 billion, pop with 165.49.
So we're counting listeners who still listen to Queen.
Correct. Yeah, how can you not? As the most listened to genres in the world, are we just going to say they don't count?
I know so. I mean, it's just interesting that people will.
Because based off of those metrics, this is the top 10 list.
Because people still listen to music that's 50 years old, 40 years old.
Because they are 50 and 40 years old.
You think they're all older generation artists, or you think younger generations are discovering these artists?
Where rock gets a head start is the old people listen to it, and then young people can appreciate it and also start listening to it.
Okay.
I think that's where it can get those inflated streams.
Hey, you'd be surprised. I think Christian music is gonna start being more popular.
I think, yeah.
Ordinary is basically a Christian.
I think we're going back into the 20s again. Get ready. They're going to ban liquor, dude. We're going to go prohibition too. Get ready. Electric Boogaloo. Prohibition 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Hey, we could be the next Al Capone.
That's the title of this podcast. Prohibition 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Hey! Don't tell us our plan. We're gonna start an underground like a liquor business.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna be Al Capone.
The mix are great at bootlegging. I'll be cut out for this. But look at that. Goes country, then Latin, then dance. Then all right, I'll read the list for the audience. It goes number 1 R&B and hip hop. Number 2 is rock. Number 3 is pop. Number 4 is country. Number 5 is Latin. Number 6 is dance/electronic. Number 7 is world music. 8 is Christian gospel.
What's 5 again?
5 was Latin.
Okay.
9 is children's music.
I don't know what that means. Like, fucking.
The wheels on the bus go round and round.
Yo Gabba Gabba.
Yeah, Baby Shark, dude.
Baby Shark.
And jazz is number 10.
I think jazz should be lower.
Jazz,
because no
yeah.
one who really listens to jazz nowadays, unless you're like either have a background in jazz, or you grew up in an area where jazz is popular.
Like, no reggae? I think reggae would be higher than jazz.
Yeah, you would think. I don't know.
But then again, there's a lot of people that listen to jazz, or would just throw in a jazz
I'm not,
playlist.
I don't want to disrespect jazz because I think jazz is probably one of the most. It's the most important genre.
You know why it's so inflated? I think is because there's millions and millions of people that would just throw in a jazz playlist as the background to a 5-hour party.
Not even a 5-hour party. You go to a restaurant, they're playing the jazz playlist.
Of a Spotify playlist.
Yeah. So jazz absolutely definitely can. And like, what are your thoughts on jazz? Do you think jazz is something you've ever done like a deep dive? Like Miles Davis, Herbie Hancock, Buddy Miles, like these guys. Did you ever like John Coltrane? Their music isn't like the most accessible to me. It's just a lot of like if you listen to Blue and Green by Miles Davis, that's the album that they tell you to listen to, like the greatest.
That's a really hard listen.
It is. It's just it sounds like it's elevator music, man. Like it's literally just jazzy elevator music. It is so funny. I played that when I was at work a couple years ago. I was playing that album because it was like, oh, it's great background music I could play at work. You know, it's a legend. You know, one of the greatest albums ever. And then someone was like, "Are you playing Miles Davis?" I'm like, "Wow, you know Miles? That's crazy."
Yeah,
of course, it was an older person. I don't know. It's just jazz music. I mean, it's not like. I wouldn't consider it the most memorable type of music. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And jazz has its own, like, the idea of jazz is improvise, is like kind of just like doing how you feel and just feeling the flow of the music. And I think that improvisation is so beautiful. I just don't think it's particularly the best to listen to compared to other genres. I love when jazz is sampled into a hip hop beat. That's awesome. I live and die for that. But just jazz music straight, I could, I'll listen to it, but I wouldn't go out of my way to listen to it, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
That's the top 10 genres. Okay. I mean, yeah, 2024 top 10.
Yeah, those are the top 10 genres in 2024 according to streams. Something I kind of like, an idea you had that I kind of want to talk about is picking the top 3 from every decade.
Absolutely. I think that's
top
fun.
3 rappers.
Top 3 rappers.
Well, like we know the big 3.
So Kendrick. In the song, it came from, I mean, it was always bubbled in like internet communities and stuff, but I think it was kind of first mentioned in the song First Person Shooter, which kind of started the beef, which is kind of ironic.
Yeah.
Where J. Cole's like, who's the hardest MC? Is it me, Aubrey, or K-Dot? People call us the big 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, do you believe that's the actual big 3 of the 2010s? Do you think?
Yeah, like I guess you listed some names earlier, like A$AP Rocky, and like I think they're great Dukes and Princes, but those are the 3 kings.
Cudi?
See, like, you could argue Cudi kind of started a little earlier. You could throw him in the 2000s.
Future, man. Like,
you don't even like Future.
it's not about what I like or not. It's about how much of an impact they had in the like.
I don't think you can say Future has more impact than J. Cole, because I don't think you would argue Future has more impact than either Drake or Kendrick.
It's just like.
Would you? Wait, answer that.
What?
I said, do you think Future? Do you think J. Cole has less impact than Future? And also, do you think Future can even think about pushing Kendrick or Drake out of the top 3?
Kendrick's a mainstay. Okay.
Okay.
What he did for the critics.
Okay.
What he did for like he was like the perfect. That's why I call him like the most critically acclaimed artist, and I'm gonna stand by that. I think I personally, you could say Stevie Wonder. I'm gonna say Kendrick, because Stevie Wonder had some run, like his 80s run is not as good as his 70s run. You know, he had his prime, and he definitely like fell out of his prime. Kendrick is still in his prime. He hasn't had a bad album. Like even Mr. Morale, I think is an excellent album. But for J. Cole, I like calling him the best rapper of the decade is just laughable to me, because like I think first off, he was always out. Like the reason why like he wasn't like, I don't think the critics really like loved him like that, because he always was.
2014 Forest Hills Drive.
I just always thought he was a step below Kendrick. I even wrote it down here. He's like always outclassed by some kid from Compton. I literally wrote that down, because I feel like that he always got those comparisons because of the conscious approach. And J. Cole just never took chances. He kind of stuck his lane, man. He stuck to his lane. Like he never did anything groundbreaking. Like as good as Forest Hills Drive was, I just thought it was just a collection of good songs. I never thought maybe the double platinum no features was groundbreaking. Like doing that's pretty incredible. But I don't think
why he's in the top 3.
You think that alone?
No one else did that.
Because we come from a generation where, in order to build clout and in order to maintain your relevance, you need to have features on your artist, or you need to feature on other people's artists. And if you don't do that, you kind of fall off.
Dude, everyone knew that album. Like that was a huge. Like,
it was a big album
in our generation. And
I think that album definitely took time, because I think it came out 3 months before To Pimp a Butterfly. It came out like December 2014, and at that time there was already like a massive hype for the next Kendrick project.
Yeah, I think it was the perfect amount of time to fully really enjoy that album and then get ready for To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah, it's just like I can name like 15, 20 rappers in the 90s that were way better than J. Cole. You know what I mean? Like, I think anyone in the Wu-Tang is way better than, or at least the major players. I think Big L is better than J. Cole. I think Biggie, Nas, like J. Cole being considered the greatest rapper of the 2010s just is no. Like Kendrick, I could put up there with some of the greats. Like, if you want to say he's as good as Biggie, that definitely has some merit. Like his technical ability, his daring, creative choices, his artful approach to the music definitely can put him up there with the greats. J. Cole just isn't there. He just isn't there. I don't think you could really put him there as one of the greatest rappers of all time. I think he's just an above average artist who made some good music and never did anything more than that.
Okay. So who would you put there?
Future. I'd put Future. Even though I'm not a fan, I'd put Future because a lot of Young Thug was inspired by Future.
What about Chief Keef?
Not as much. I think Chief Keef would be like, if I were to put like a big like 7 or big 8, I think he would be like just edgy now because of what he did for Chicago Drill. He was like the forefather of that. So like Lil Durk wouldn't exist if it wasn't for him. Your boy, what's his name? Lil what's his name? Lil
Don't call him my boy.
what's his name? What's his name?
Mabu. He's not my boy.
You're the one telling me.
I was just showing you him.
Let me see. I had it down here. Chance.
You could throw a Chance, I guess.
Yeah, there was a period of Chance where Chance was untouchable.
Off, dude.
He did fall off.
Fucking hard.
Yeah, there was a period of time where he was untouchable. Before the big day, he was kind of like he was kind of amazing. ASAP, I think ASAP Rocky, Tyler. What about Tyler? I mean, his Odd Future, him kind of building the Odd Future brand, Loiter Squad with that show. And then he had like the creative maturity of like a Flower Boy and Igor, and then he had, I don't know, I'd put Tyler up there just as much as Mac Miller. What about Mac Miller?
I think he's the darling.
So that's one
He's
thing.
he's everyone's favorite rapper.
Yeah, everyone has nothing but love for him. Even when he was alive, like they loved Mac Miller.
Yeah, everyone loved him.
God. Other than that, yeah, 2010s hip hop is not as good as commercially. It destroys. Like I like 2000s hip hop more than 2010s hip hop.
Interesting.
It has a more there's a more balanced amount of good rappers in the 2000s. Let's go to the 2000s. By the way, I'm gonna name you who
the 2010s has Pinata. It has Good Kid, Mad City.
Pinata is a great album,
dude.
I'll give you Pinata. So let's throw in that. Let's throw in Freddie Gibbs. It's just Freddie Gibbs didn't have the commercial. He's not commercial.
I would maybe throw Freddie Gibbs in your favorite rapper's favorite rapper.
That's a good one. What about Denzel Curry?
Not everyone loves Denzel Curry.
I love Denzel Curry.
I do like Denzel Curry too.
Earl Sweatshirt.
Yeah.
I don't listen to Earl, but like a lot of people love Earl. They love Earl Sweatshirt. Vince Staples.
Vince is cool. Okay. Did we settle on a top 3 in the 2010s?
I think we're gonna stick with J. Cole, Drake, and K-Dot. I can't, as much as I think I should put A$AP Rocky, I mean, J. Cole would make more sense. And then the more I think about a lot of these big artists, Travis Scott, like I said, A$AP Rocky is probably the only one that I think would probably get in there if I had to pick anyone from this list. But yeah, like you said, some of the better artists were a little more underground. They weren't the commercial powerhouses. That's why I think commercially, I think hip hop was at its peak in the 2000s. Underground, I might give it a 2010s. I'm going to give you my big 3 for the 2000s. I'm going to go with Lil Wayne, Kanye West, and Eminem. It's hard to not put Jay-Z there. It really is. But I think more people were influenced by Kanye and Wayne more than Jay-Z. I also would want to put Andre 3000 there, but his run isn't long enough. So he didn't like have the commercial like peak as the other guys. But personally, like in terms of like who were the best 3 rappers, Andre, Jay-Z, and Eminem. And then 50 Cent would be a very close fourth. And then I'm gonna list you off some of the biggest rappers of the 2000s, and you tell me why. You tell me why this isn't the best era for commercial hip hop. T.I., Ludacris, Young Jeezy. This guy isn't commercial, but I'm gonna throw him in. MF Doom, Busta Rhymes, Missy Elliott, Scarface, Snoop Dogg. Sure, these guys were around in the 90s, but the commercial, they peaked in the 2000s. Jadakiss. And this one's a funny one. I threw in Nelly because Nelly was just everywhere at the time.
Yep.
But yeah, I think just all like based on those
Akon.
artists alone, Akon. No, I'm not gonna throw in. He's not a rapper. He's not a rapper. B.O.B. No. Oh, Lupe Fiasco. Let me give me Lupe Fiasco. He's got like a favorite rapper. I'll put him in the favorite rapper because I think like rappers like respect Lupe.
Yeah, but MF Doom has to have the crown in that decade.
It's not even close.
Yeah.
He literally got the nickname your favorite rapper's favorite rapper.
Yeah, that is his nickname.
That's his nickname. So you think Wayne, Kanye, because Eminem's an undisputed 2000s.
Yeah.
He's the one you can't replace. Like
I think you could put Wayne in there. 50 has some clout.
I would replace. I won't be mad if I replaced 50 with one. Like 50 is definitely in the big 3.
Yeah, it's 50 or Wayne.
Kanye.
I think Kanye is a mainstay because of the college dropout.
Just that run, and then even 808s you could throw in. But Jay-Z, man, like how are you?
Nah,
it's just
the 90s.
Nah, he peaked in the 2000s. But he definitely you can make an argument he was better in the 90s maybe. And Wayne I think his peak was always in the 2000s. 2010s I never thought he was that good in the 2010s.
Yeah, it was more. He was kind of going Rocky Poppy.
Yeah, with that album Rebirth, and then he went to jail. People forget right after the Carter 3, he went to jail, and then he kind of never was the same after that. So, yeah, he was 2000s. So Kanye, 50. Let's put 50 Cent over Wayne, because 50 Cent is like he didn't like Wayne was 2010s. 50 Cent is like unequivocally 2000s. Like he is G Unit, Lloyd Banks, like Lloyd Banks. What's the Young Buck? These guys were 2000s hip hop. So yeah. And Cameron, I'm gonna mention Cameron. Shout out to Cameron, Diplomats. They don't get him as much. They don't get talked about nowadays. But yeah, I'm gonna do Kanye, 50 Cent, and Eminem. I think that's a good big three.
I like it.
Okay.
It's 50 or Wayne.
50 or Wayne. Fuck it.
90s.
90s is hard. 90s is really hard. It's really hard. Is Tupac and Biggie mainstay?
Biggie's not. Tupac is.
There's gonna be so many artists that I hate that I have to cut them off, but you know, there's so many great hip hop. Nas is a mainstay.
See, this is hard. Maybe not even Tupac's in the top 3.
Because Andre 3000 is definitely, he had his run in the 90s. What's his name? The Wu-Tang? I mean, what
yeah, I was going to say.
Anyone in Wu-Tang?
Wu-Tang.
Tribe Called Quest. So, like, Q-Tip 5. Big L. Big Pun. Well, Big Pun was more late 90s.
Gangstar.
Like, what about Fugees and Lauryn Hill? Oh my God, Lauryn. Yeah, the Roots, Black Thought. Wyclef Jean, absolutely, yeah. Also, when
his influence on 808s is interesting too.
Wyclef Jean?
Yeah, he wrote a lot of lyrics for 808s.
I didn't know that.
So Kanye would just come in with like the sound he wants, like the and he turned the garbles into lyrics that sounded like the humming. That
Wyclef Jean is like kind of like part of the. So the descendants of Tribe Called Quest, I always felt were Kanye, Pharrell, Fugees, which is Wyclef Jean and Lauryn Hill, Black Eyed Peas, The Roots. I'm sure that those are like the Outcasts I'd put in there. I think
I feel like Wu-Tang influences some of them too.
Yeah, Wu-Tang was in part kind of influenced by they were all New York, so like they definitely influenced each other. So I'll throw in Wu-Tang there, absolutely. But Tribe kind of like just the whole idea of you don't have to be thug to be in hip hop. You could kind of be like a quirky like weirdo and still make it in hip hop. I think that's what Tribe led.
I think Wu-Tang were quirky weirdos that just
were hood.
Sounded
they were hood,
but they were kind of quirky weirdos though.
Yeah, they were, but they were hood. Like they were like, you wouldn't want to see those guys in the street. You're gonna get they're definitely gangster. Like you're telling me Only Built for Cuban Links isn't a gangster rap album where they're talking about selling dope. Like come on, like that. But that's why they were kind of like they were both. They were still artsy and weird. And they had the hip hop culture shit. That's why they were kind of
fucking dope.
That's why we went to the Wu-Tang concert. We forgot to talk about that. Yeah, he just hit me up as they were going. I think the opener, like Run the Jewels, was already playing when he called me.
Yeah,
and
we just showed up.
No, when did we show up?
Like at 9.
Yeah, but we showed up when they were playing the first song. So like it was like perfect.
It was incredible.
And like
Bring the Ruckus was just playing as we found our seat.
I know, that was so sick. And it's nothing too groundbreaking. It's not like I shouldn't expect it. I just want to see my guys perform, sing all my favorite songs. They played the hits. I didn't know they would be.
I'm so glad.
Were you surprised that they leaned heavy into 36 Chambers?
I love that.
I was surprised because I know if they lean into their like 2000 stuff, people will be like, no one would know. But they lean into their first album, so they played all the like they knew. I called it. I was like, they're probably gonna either end it with Triumph and Cream or Cream. I thought because Cream only had 2 verses. That was my thought process. I'm like, they're not gonna end it. They're gonna end it with the posse cut. So Triumph was just the perfect ending, and that's arguably one of their most famous songs. So it would make sense. But awesome. I can't tell them apart. I can't tell you which is which. I mean, I could try, but it's gonna be tough. I could probably pick apart Method Man or Raekwon or Ghostface, but like, I don't know. There's just so many of them, bro. There's so many of them.
Well, Method Man seemed to be the one running the show the whole time.
No, that was RZA. It was definitely RZA was the one who was like, energy. We got to get our energy up. That's RZA.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but RZA is the leader. He's the one that kind of like was the creative force behind Wu-Tang. So yeah, it would make sense that he's also the one that like kind of leads the crowd. But like, honestly, I view the more powerful artists in the 90s were producers than rappers. So RZA, Dr. Dre, and Q-Tip. Those are my big 3.
I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that pick. Fuck the rappers. Pick the producer rappers.
Because those are the ones that dictated the sound of hip hop. I mean, rappers are gonna rap, but like at the end of the day, it's the production that carried that made the sound so timeless and made the boom bap. Like the boom bap sound is what, like, why people listen to 90s hip hop. I mean, as good as rapping is, like I think it's gonna make me not sound like a rap purist. It makes me sound like, but I think rapping is second. I think you could, if you had good production, you can get away with bad lyrics.
Correct.
But if you have,
that's been a fact through all genres.
But if you have bad lyrics, if you have great lyrics, but bad production, it might not fly. Yeah. So that's why I got to give credit to Dr. Dre. I mean, he what he did for 90s hip hop, man. How it's still being affected to, like, he created a standard of how hip hop should be heard, and like I think Q-Tip, Dr. Dre, and RZA kind of all inspired each other in a way, and I think them 3 kind of like creatively pushing the boundaries is why 90s hip hop is held to such a high regard. So Tupac, Biggie, sure. I mean, that's just cliche. It's just like everyone's gonna say Tupac, Biggie. But give me Q-Tip, give me Dre, and give me RZA.
Dude, still my favorite Dre beat is Explosive.
Yeah, it's crazy. That came out in '99, so technically it's a '90s beat. Yep. But my favorite's "Let Me Ride."
Ooh,
off the first set. I think that
rolling
up my 6 for and then I don't know, just listening to that sample flip is kind of crazy because I love it's that part, like it's all funkadelic. It's all fucking George Clinton like songs that he flipped and turned it into G-Funk, and it's incredible, man. It's still like I think The Chronic is one of the greatest produced records of all time. Like I don't think a West Coast album touched it, and if they did, it just sounds too similar to what the Chronic was just like the first, and it did it so well the first time, like, yeah. So those are my big 3 for the 90s.
Okay.
Want to go 80s?
Yeah, let's go.
Run DMC.
Rakim. Sorry.
Commercially, commercially, you got to give it to LL Cool J, because he was the big guy.
What about Big Daddy Kane?
Yeah, I'll throw in Big Daddy Kane. It's like Rick.
Craig Mack?
No, I'm not putting Craig. That's a one-hit wonder, man.
Is he actually a one-hit wonder?
I'll put him a like Flavor in My Year. I can't name you another song besides Flavor in Your Year.
He might only have one song.
Like Run DMC, Curtis Blow.
He has other songs.
Let me think. The Beastie Boys. Chuck D with Public Enemy. So I'm gonna put in Chuck D.
Yo, Chuck D, word up.
KRS-One. Boogie Down Productions. Hell, Ice Cube, NWA. Like, come on.
Damn.
We forgot to mention Ice Cube for the 90s too. I mean, he was a big part of the 90s.
I might pick Cube, Rakim.
Mm-hmm. And Big Daddy Kane. So we're gonna leave out LL Cool J for 80s rap.
That's tough.
It's a little disrespectful because he was the first rap superstar, like the first. Like there was Run DMC, but he was like the singular guy. So like all the rappers can like every rapper then on can trace back to like LL Cool J. Like that's why he was like the prototype of the rap superstar. Even Eminem, him growing up, he wanted to be LL Cool J. Like they all wanted to be LL Cool. They wanted to dress like LL Cool J, dude. They want to have the do-rag, like, what do you call that thing? Kango hat. And they want the Kango hat like LL Cool J. They want the like sweatpants and the sweat. Yeah. His influence is crazy.
So LL over Big Daddy Kane.
That's hard though, because Big Daddy Kane is great. He's great.
He's a legend.
He's just as influential, man. I think lyrically, I'm gonna pick Big Daddy Kane because I think he's a better lyricist.
Yes.
LL Cool J is pretty simple. He's a great rapper, don't get me wrong, but he's like a little on the simple side. Yeah. So Rakim is a mainstay.
Okay,
we're gonna throw in.
Let's do 70s rap.
There's no such thing as 70s rap. I don't know anything about 70s.
Did Slick Rick come out in the 70s?
No one came out in the 70s, man. You know who started? You know what started rap? You ever heard of Gil Scott-Heron?
Well, yeah, I know Gil Scott.
Yeah, he was known for his spoken word, and he was like the first
revolution won't be
Yeah, and his like work was viewed as like the precursor to what rap became. So he's like technically considered like one of the first like rap like persons to incorporate rap music in like popular music.
Yeah, he rapped.
Yeah. So yeah, Gil Scott-Heron. I'll give me Gil Scott.
He's a legend, dude.
Of course.
Jamie
the Jamie XX. I think our generation. I think that's his most famous work because that ended up being a Drake song.
No,
I'll Take Care of You.
Better.
No, dude. You could hate as much as I don't like Drake. I gotta give credit. That song's excellent. That song's amazing. Like, I like that song. But I know you have the bias to the electronics shit, so you're gonna give it to Jamie XX. Did you ever listen to the XX?
Like the band or the?
Yeah, the band, because that's the band that Jamie XX is from.
Yeah, like a little.
They aren't electronic. Like I think they're more
like
traditional. They're an actual band. Maybe we could do another we could do a deep dive on them because that they're an interesting band. They definitely I definitely should check them out.
Like no, they have some. It's like it's electronic-y.
Yeah.
It's like an indie pop kind of more kind of thing.
We didn't talk about the Grammys yet, did we? Or I think that was before we recorded. I was bringing it up. Do you want me?
We mentioned the most Grammys and how many. Stevie Wonder won 24 or something.
It's ridiculous.
Well, there is a double standard.
Yeah, this double standard I wanted to explain. I hate this double, and you agree with my double standard, right?
Yeah.
There's this double standard of the Grammys, and I'm gonna say any type of award show that when an artist I like wins, I'm gonna say, wow, the Grammys finally giving artists like the recognition they deserve and like putting them in like a mainstream spotlight. That's amazing. But when an artist I don't like wins, oh, the Grammys, they're a joke. They shouldn't be taken seriously. They just pick whatever's popular. Screw the Grammys. And it's always been like that, man. Like every time I watch it, and I'm always. Do you pay attention to the Grammys like that? Do you kind of keep an eye on what's going on with the Grammys, or
I haven't really in the last few years.
I try
too much.
I try because it's pop music. It's still like people hold weight when they hear Grammy-winning artists.
I hear about snubs more than wins.
It's funny you mentioned that because I'm gonna list to you a couple artists that actually have never won a Grammy. I'm gonna show you the biggest one, the Beach Boys.
Yeah, never won one.
What the hell, man? How do you not get
Pet Sounds?
I don't remember. I didn't.
Was the grant like?
It was that came out 66. So it might have been a Beatles album or something like that. Maybe a Simon and Garfunkel album.
When did the Grammys start?
I don't know.
Like a long, long time ago.
A long, long time ago, I can still remember. Oh, that's a funny draft. It's 4th of July is coming up. We could do the most patriotic songs. Draft.
You think that song is a patriotic song?
No, I mean, like, okay, not patriotic, like songs with the word America in it. So like born in the U.S., even like born in the USA is like, that's an anti-U.S. song. I'm gonna, Queen. Queen has never won. Shocking.
Wow. Yeah, it started in 59.
Tupac and Biggie. never won. Jimi Hendrix has never won. The Who with Tommy and who's next?
Wow,
Like,
the Who.
never
Go
won.
back to? I think I missed one.
Tupac and Biggie.
Yep, never won one.
Bjork, never won, which is shocking because that's a critical darling if I ever heard one. Snoop Dogg, never won. Never won.
Wow, that's sad.
Jimi Hendrix,
Not really that sad, but
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix is pretty sad.
Janis Joplin,
Damn.
The Smiths,
Okay.
Public Enemy.
Okay. I
J-
know that a lot of people love Public Enemy. I don't know, like the sound just sounds really dated to me. I
The what?
I love the message.
Oh, Public Enemy. Oh, it's super dated. Fight the Power.
Oh,
Oh, that's not a pleasant sound to listen. It's not like bouncy. Like that's what
not
the
easy
Chronic.
listening.
That's what the Chronic brought. It brought bounce to hip hop. It made like hip hop very bouncy. Like I don't know. It brought a BPM that fit the genre way better. I don't listen to Patti Smith, but she's never won. And then Creedence never won. And
Dude.
Talking Heads. That's a shocking one with their experimental shit. Like, I guess they're too weird for the Grammys.
Yeah. Do you want to hear what won the year '67?
Please.
Album of the year was Frank Sinatra, "Man and His Music."
I'm not gonna argue against that. I like Frank Sinatra a lot. And
Best vocal performance, "Man and His Music." A best vocal performance duo or group, The Supremes, "Stop in the Name of Love."
Stop in the name.
That beat every single song on Pet Sounds.
That's not a bad song to pick. I mean, the Supremes. I mean, I'm gonna respect the Supremes. I like Diana
Yeah.
Ross. Motown.
Best contemporary single, "Michelle," The Beatles.
That's such a weak Beatles song.
Yeah, it's a little slow for me.
Michelle. I think it's a little sarcastic, isn't it? Like the way he sings, like Michelle, my belle. I don't know. Just a little. It just seems a little cynical when I hear that song.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Want to play King of the Hill?
Sure.
All right.
How do we play?
I'm not gonna call King of the Hill. I'm just gonna name you two people. It's basically pick which one you think is better. It's
Okay.
very simple. I'm just not gonna call King of the Hill. I'm gonna call Queen of the Hill because we're gonna do pop divas.
Yes, let's do this.
Pink or Avril Lavigne. And I know these aren't considered pop divas to you, but yeah.
Avril Lavigne.
Over Pink?
Yeah.
Avril Lavigne or Kelly Clarkson?
Avril Lavigne.
Avril Lavigne or Katy Perry?
Avril Lavigne.
Avril Lavigne or Beyonce?
Beyonce.
Beyonce or Rihanna?
Rihanna.
Rihanna or Britney Spears?
Rihanna.
Rihanna or Carrie Underwood?
Rihanna.
Rihanna or Nelly Furtado?
Rihanna.
Rihanna or Alicia Keys?
Rihanna.
Rihanna or Lady
I love Alicia. Love
Rihanna or Lady Gaga?
Rihanna.
And last one, Rihanna or Christina Aguilera?
Rihanna.
Do you like Rihanna because of what she did with Calvin Harris?
For everything she's done.
Even
It-
Ponder, you like
she's
Ponder,
the goat.
you like Ponder Replay?
It's either her or Adele or the goats.
A pop, like the GOAT pop diva.
Yeah, they're both two eyes selling. No, I don't know. If
Uh,
Billy's
uh,
cracked in there. She might.
They're
have.
definitely up there.
They're-
Adele, I'll give you. I don't know, Rihanna. There was just a period in time where her music was a little vapid. It was a little like bland. Like I think like Where Have You Been? That era.
Anti.
Anti's a good
Oh.
album. A little overrated, but it's a good album.
So good.
I'm thinking like I liked her era, like Girls Gone Bad, like Umbrella. That's a good era.
You like,
SO-
you like
SOS.
her dancehall era?
What song? Give me a song.
Well, like Umbrella.
That's a dancehall song.
Or not Umbrella.
Please Don't Stop the
like,
Music. That's a big one.
Fuck no. What's
Disturbia is a big
what's
one.
the song I can't think of?
But songs I don't like by I don't like Stay. Actually, I'll tell you. You know your Rihanna well. Want to do a Rihanna draft?
Yes.
Let's do a Rihanna draft. That's a fun one. That's a really fun one. Wow. Since you love Rihanna so much, you get the first pick.
What song am I trying to think? Fuck, it's really on the tip of my tongue and it's pissing me off. Pon de Replay.
That was the first time. You like that song?
Well, that's her dance hall shit.
That was the one that was. I'm okay. That's fine. That song's fine. Like I said, that's not my particular sound. Let's draft a Rihanna song. So I think this is a really fun one. If you know your Rihanna that well.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. You know what? Screw you. I'm getting the first pick. My first overall pick is gonna be 4 or 5 seconds.
No, I get to pick first.
Fine, you get first pick.
I get 4 or 5 seconds.
What the?
No, I'm kidding. Fine. That's what I would pick, but
No. Do you think that's her best song?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's up there. Maybe not her best. I just love that song.
I think it's the song that I think non-Rihanna fans can respect, like can really like.
Let's go. I really like Love on the Brain.
That was gonna be my second pick. Wow. Fuck you. All right.
My phone just died. Give me your iPad.
Oh wait, no. I just use my computer. What I'm gonna draft. Let's go ahead and go for. Let's do We Found Love.
We found Dove in a soapless place.
Hey, you need to charge your phone. I'll charge it.
Thanks, bro. Ooh. I'll wait for you. I'm next.
Yep.
Give me Rude Boy.
Come here,
Come
rude boy, boy.
give
I'm
me
giving
love.
That's a great one.
Banger.
I am going to take a bow.
Okay. Let's go. Did you say This Is What You Came For?
No, I took We Found Love.
Oh, We Found Love. Let's go. This Is What You Came For.
Good pick. Great pick.
Oh fuck! How could I forget this?
I'm gonna draft Hate That I Love You.
Okay.
I'm gonna skip over.
Really? Hate That I Love You.
Hey, I like the guitar.
Okay. Okay, I see you. Let's go. Bitch Better Have My Money. You hate that song, don't you?
That's a Kanye beat. Unfortunately, he made that song.
Bitch Better Have My. I just like the cultural impact of that song.
Oh, massive cultural impact. It is that line's very much quoted. I'll just take Umbrella.
Good one. I'll take Pon de Replay.
Yeah, I was like, I thought you were gonna take that sooner. My last pick. You know what? I used to hate this song, but the more I listen to it, I think it's grown on me quite a bit. Work.
Yeah. I don't know if I love that song.
I just like her story. I don't know. I think that song definitely. I like that song a lot more now.
Let's go. Did you take Don't Stop the Music?
Nope.
Might want to take an anti song. I don't want to do that song because I actually don't really love that song. I just know it's popular. Yeah, I said it. Off of Anti.
Okay. Awesome. That's a deep cut too. Good.
I love that song.
All right, I gotta check it. I don't think I've heard that song before.
Yeah, I said it.
We're clocking in about 2 hours, so I think we should do one more draft and end it there.
Yeah.
Cool with that?
I'm cool with that.
Well, I got a couple of drafts in mind. Do you have anyone you want to do, like something a little more unique?
Or do you want to end on some song racks?
Let's end some song recs. Yeah, definitely.
All right, my first one is "Yeah, I Said It" by Rihanna, but probably a lot of people know that song.
Let's see how many. Check out, go on YouTube and show how many songs, how many views it has, because that's my determination on how popular a song is. Because YouTube count is like where everyone can. I can't access Spotify, so I can't give you an accurate. Yeah, why do you like that song so much? Is it like?
I don't know. It's like a really sexy, raunchy R&B song, and like I think it shows her falsetto really well.
Nice.
As well.
All right. I'm gonna recommend. I'm gonna piggyback off you. You chose from a popular album. I'm gonna also choose from a popular album. I'm gonna take "Shoot Me Down" by Lil Wayne, and "Shoot Me Down" just has this like very good like it's almost like a rock beat and very minimalist and like it's like not a lot. It's just like a guitar with like a little drum like behind it, and he just sounds so good. It's very experimental. And just like knowing that Wayne never got this creative again is just kind of sad, because I thought the Carter 3, he was so creative with a lot of his like Dr. Carter. That's such a, I'm going to throw in that too. That's like very creative. Like, I don't know. When I really re-listen to Lil Wayne, I just think he's so much more creative than people give him credit for. And I think he definitely pushed boundaries and set a high standard of how music should be made. And honestly, a lot of it had to do with the Carter 3. Because anything else after that, and honestly, anything that was before that, really didn't touch what he did with the Carter 3. So, yeah.
You got another one while I queue up mine?
Absolutely. I'm going to also throw in an album that you tried to get me to listen to. I ended up listening to. Panic at the Disco is pretty odd.
Okay.
I'm going to throw in That Green Gentleman. I've been playing that song all the time, basically every day for the past, like, month or two.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, I just love that I think Reed put it out best. It's trying to be the Beatles. And you can take it or leave it. I mean, most people can see it a little gimmicky, especially coming from an emo band.
Oasis got the same.
But Oasis did it better. Oasis did it better. Come on. Oasis, I'm going to be biased, but Oasis is just fucking amazing. I think a lot of it's not about their musicianship. It's more about they're very charismatic. They demand your attention, and I think there's I don't know, everything that came together with Oasis is just a perfect like mesh. So yeah, that's one. Do you want me to give one more? I'm gonna give one more, and it'll be my last one, and then you give your rest.
Cool.
Florence and the Machine, You Got the Love. I checked out Florence's first album a couple of months ago. Wasn't too happy. I thought I was a little disappointed in it. I'm not gonna lie. I expected everything to sound like Dog Days Are Over. It's a little slower than I thought. But You Got the Love is the final track on the album, and I believe it's a cover. I think it's a cover, but I don't know. Their rendition is just gorgeous. It's so amazing. It's energetic. It's uplifting. It's just great. I don't know, like indie pop music. That's one of my favorite songs I've been listening to lately. So those are my recommendations. Clearly, I'm going a little more popular, but still.
Yeah. Let me get my phone real quick.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, you were going to grab it?
You were going
I was confused when you took your headphones off. I was like, am I getting up or you? Is she on?
Yeah, it's on.
Hell yeah. Because, like, I had this on my phone, and Now I'm like lost. Song Rex.
Do you have a playlist?
Yes. I want to go. Where is it? I'm gonna go. Fuck shit, sorry. I just need to vamp better. This is just cut up until right.
No, I'm good. I know. I'll edit it.
Did I say 19? Did I already say 1958 by Buddy Red in the past
Nope.
one?
You never have.
My next song I'm going to recommend is 1958 by Buddy Red. But Buddy Red is significant. His dad is someone, I believe.
Was it not
is it
Diddy?
Diddy? I think it's Diddy. He has no affiliation to his father. I don't believe. T.I. We're safe. Whew.
Clifford
Dodged
Smith.
a bullet there.
Also, Clifford Smith.
That's T.I.?
Yep.
Is Clifford Smith?
I like to think. I think I know most people's real names. If you give me a
That's
real
a
name,
little
I can name you the
crazy.
rapper.
You know their addresses too.
No, I just know their real names.
Wow.
Although I know where KD used to live. He used to live in Silverleaf.
Yeah, well, not anymore.
He might still have that house there. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, but now you're
Yeah, you know this shirt? It's from when he scored 30K.
Way to dox KD on here, dude.
Damn.
While you're wearing his shirt.
Hey. Still gotta rep my sons, right?
God. No, you're more of a Luka fan than a Suns fan. Don't try to lie.
No, I'm gonna still root. I'm rooting for Booker to drop a 37-6 season, and become a top 5 MVP candidate next year. That's the only way I could see this turning out well, and that's all on Book. Book needs to just stop being a bitch and start being good at basketball again.
And the last recommendation I'm going to make is a super deep underground. Arturo Ortega, Dami Mas Amor. It's a Latin rock song that I really like. I forget where I found it, but
Not bad.
not bad.
All right.
All right.
Awesome. I think that's a good way to cut it. Any closing remarks? I mean, this is the first one we just did, me and you, in like 6 episodes, because I look back, I'm like, we did one with us three, me, you, and Dembski. Then we did one with Reed. And then we did another one with me and Dembski. And then I think I had 2 episodes with just me and Dembski.
Yep.
So this is the first one we did. It was just me and you in a while. It's been good, man. I think we could definitely, when it's just me and you, I think we can do, not to discredit Dembski, but I think we could talk more about like older music.
Yeah.
And I think that's definitely something that I want to push moving forward here. We missed out on doing the Beach Boys draft. I think we should dedicate an entire episode to Beach Boys, but that's for another time.
Yeah, because R.I.P. Brian Wilson.
R.I.P. We were talking about. Think about. We were giving Beach Boys high praise before it passed. So like we were definitely still talking about him. So, So we'll just call it there.
Yeah.
You guys have a good night. We'll see you next time.